Okay, we're going to learn about trading in Bitcoin today. This site called BitMex is the way that I do it. You do have to have a VPN, a virtual private network, because this is not allowed in the US. So you can simply run your VPN and say you're wherever you wish, Canada or anywhere other than the US. All right, we're going to go over a couple of the basics. Um, This is really easy. I learned how to do it in a matter of less than an hour, and I'm already making money. So, the trade account, you'll need to set up your account before you start trading. And to do that, you go to bitmex.com, and it's quick and simple. There's no ID verification, none of that stuff. And you can have multiple accounts. Of course, you would need to do it through multiple browsers or multiple computers, and there's a reason to do that, but it's more sophisticated. And I am doing that to optimize my trading further. So once you set your account up and send some Bitcoin over, like $100 is about 0.111, and once that shows up, then you can see your balance and begin to trade. And types of trading that I'm doing is your screen will look similar to this. I closed another box over here that wasn't useful, so I could make this workable area bigger. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and start with a leverage trade, and that means I can take like $10 and multiply it 50 to 100 times. I advise 50 because it gives you a spread in a window of um, price values that's a little easier to work with. When you put it up to 100, it shortens the window and you have to be a little more accurate, and it can become a little more risky. So setting it to 50 times, going under the limit order, we're going to place an order. Um, Again, this is a magnification of um, $10. These are contracts, and so you'll see what happens. So, like if I wanted to do 500, spend $100 of what's in my wallet, essentially I would enter 5,000 because we're at 50 times, and so I'm only going to work with a smaller amount, and I'm going to pay attention to these candlesticks. For example, before we pull the trigger on doing a sell short, that would have been great if we did that right here. As this was coming down, we would have done it right there. We would have made this spread right here. You could also have turned around and done a buy long, picking it up from the bottom here back up to here. So these longer candlesticks, we have one flowing out right here right now. I should have been in here. Um, you can also make money on swing trading on these smaller ones, going in and out faster, but we're going to be talking about these longer ones right now. So I'm going to jump in on that right there by saying I'm going to sell short, and I'm going to execute the contract. It's going to be 1,000 contracts. That's like executing $1,000. And now what has happened? It confirms that it's oh, this is something important to take note of. The current value is right here, and the requested contract value that I wanted to get was right here. And it didn't fill right away because it's trying to match that. So I'm going to cancel this. If you want to fill right away, it's canceled it. If you match this market number, you can also click on market and buy over here. It'll automatically buy on the market. Um, but I want to set this up close to the market. Oh, now it's matching it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, and it should fill these orders right away. Order filled. There we go in the green right there. And what we see now, it's still okay. To explain this area, this is where my position has now been taken in action, in other words. And You can see a negative value here. I want this to be a positive value. Then I know that I'm making money. So I came in right here, this box. There's my 1,000, and there's the value I came in at. And so I want um, the current value to drop beneath this, and then it's going to go into the green or into the positive. Uh, this stands for the return on equity. And here's the spread number again, the one I was pointing at over there in the red, 9487. It will automatically liquidate out at 9632. So this contract is open until that happens. So in other words, I could, as long as this number is not reached over here on this chart, you can see it's above the camera. It's up quite a ways. So this spread within here um, typically won't be reached, but I actually learned a very important lesson today. I was away from my computer, and this number was reached, and so it automatically liquidated my. Well, I had about $100 going, so I was waiting for it to drop, and it went up instead. And so, that's the caveat: is you have to stay on top of what's going on here, pretty close. By the way, these hash marks down here will fill up and start to turn this color. This is uh, when it liquidates, it hits this box. So this is an indicator of when that's going to occur. So you got a variety of indicators here um, that you'll be learning about. And so we're essentially watching for this number to become a positive number, and then we will decide if we're happy with positive 5%, 10%. My friend that just taught me this, he was getting 200, 300, 400% on some of these big swings. So for example, if we roll the mouse here, go back in time, there's a pretty big one right there that occurred. It would have been really great to ride this price up with a long. So if you had like $1,000 in here, you could, and magnified it times 50, you could have made a significant amount of money, like say $5,000 or $10,000. I'd have to do the math. So in this quick overview, we're just going to pay attention to how this works so that we can capitalize on this. Let's see, there we go. So now this is starting to come down closer to, in fact, there it goes. So this number turned red. The green dash here indicates that it's now in the positive. And as this begins to grow, I will decide, when I want to sell out. I may just do it now to demonstrate how I take advantage of this. So I'm going to go ahead when it's positive and execute this order and buy. And now we will see, there it goes. It's filled, it's complete, and my earnings are back here in my wallet. And it looks like I didn't really budge at all because I pretty much came in and went out at the same. So if you want to reverse and you want to take and ride it up, let's say we were at the bottom here and we had an indicator or an intuition that this was going to rise and we wanted to ride it long, we would have clicked buy. So it's the reverse. And when we wish to exit and seize our earnings, we would have then sold. So it's just the reverse. So the first time you saw us purchase, and then when it turned green, we did the execution over here. So it's always the reverse. So if you're going to want to ride up a green one and exit when you wish, the exit will be red. Okay, I think that's it for this initial introduction. You could be trading in any of these coin here, and Oh, stop market, you could actually, like when I was out today, I could have set a value and it would have automatically sold before it um, did a self liquidation, which would have been smart. But the person that's teaching me says that he's also lost money doing that, or lost opportunity for big gain by doing that, because it'll turn around and go the other way often, and it's exited. So manually watching what's going on is the best way to run this type of business. I'll give you more tips as I learn and give you more examples of the earnings.